You never know how loud silence can get until you are left truly alone, locked inside your own mind. That happened to me the day I got kicked out of high school. It happened so fast. One moment I was taking notes in a classroom, while the next I was looking at a report card with 4 out of 7 failed subjects. Naturally, I knew this would have consequences. My parents flipped out, and all of this pushed me into a long depression that seemed to have no way out. I never failed a class before in my life, so I knew that this sudden failure came from a lack of purpose and motivation. I had nothing to push me forward, no reason to get out there. However, as I was sitting there, depressed, the world was moving on without me. It was still easier for me to give up and stay locked inside my own head. So I stayed there. But it was at that moment that a figure emerged from the dark. Someone who had been looking to reach me many times in the past, when my mind was still too busy to listen. One look at this guy, and I know what it's all about. I used to hang out with mental constructs like him all the time when I was little. I guess we all do, because imagination allows for it. The real question should be, why do we forget about them? He reaches into his pocket and hands me the key to a place we called the writing room. He hoped that, in doing so, I would find a way out of this imprisonment. The writing room was a safe space, safe from my own negative thoughts, safe from the outside world. In here, I could relive many of the artworks that I admired. The construct hoped that their presence would turn all of that admiration into inspiration to create something of my own. He handed me the first piece of a puzzle I was supposed to complete. Every piece would open up my mind a little bit more, since each one was an expression, a thought that was trapped but waiting to get out there. It was my mind's solution for getting rid of that pressure buildup and the endless and uncontrollable thoughts, while also reflecting about the world. Besides, there was no way I was going back to feeling sorry for myself. If this was my way out of this hole, I was willing to do anything to release myself from it. The construct would sit in a corner and watch as I worked. But at first it was hard and painful. Telling a story is hard, and I had yet to learn how this space worked, and the strange worlds that could be created in here. However, after countless hours of writing and over several weeks, I completed my first screenplay. Finally, something to celebrate for everyone inside my mind. The construct immediately tells me to reach into a drawer, and I pull out the second piece of the puzzle. Just another one, but enough to make me feel like I had to get back in it, create something else, create something new. Finding a starting point was usually easy, but fleshing out the stories took a lot more time. However, it wasn't long before this became my favorite activity. My second screenplay. Every time I completed one, I would find a piece to the puzzle laying somewhere in the writing. Ideas kept flowing, and for the first time in my life, I came to an important realization. These stories had become my purpose. No more struggling to find motivation. This was the activity I needed to make me feel complete. As time went by, the room began to fill up with new screenplays and ideas. I was unlocking parts of myself that I did not even know existed before this. I began exploring new genres, new worlds, and new characters. And that was also the moment I decided to flesh out my own story even more by giving myself the opportunity to learn how to transform these screenplays into movies. And yeah, making movies is where Full comes in. Even though I am still learning, Having found my motivation was a key moment in my life, and not everyone is lucky enough to experience that. My name is Licona, and I am a storyteller.